Hi, I am Adam bin Alwaleed, and this is Adventures in Cooking. Well, I have to tell you, I have a culinary adventure waiting just on the other side of this video. I can't wait to show you the culinary art that I have created. My girlfriend and I worked feverishly to make one white pizza. Oh, is it so delicious? You have no idea. And I hope you brought your appetite. All right, now for our pizza. I am going to start out with Alfredo pasta sauce, okay? And then we're going to do the chopped green onions, some artichoke hearts, some yellow pepper, okay? And, of course, our garlic powder, our Italian seasoning, and you can never forget the gourmet magic Spike original seasoning. All right, now we got the sauce spread on, and now it's time for our illustrious ingredients. First, I'm going to do the yellow pepper. Okay, I'm going to do the yellow pepper. Yep. Try to sprinkle it around in there as much as evenly as possible, so that every slice gets at least 1 to 2 pieces, you know what I mean? And if you have to, just kind of break up a group here, like that. Break up a little group, yep. No group chats on the pizza, please. Okay, yeah. No group chatting among the vegetables, no, okay. Now, I'm also going to start sprinkling the onions. Okay. Oh, we need lots of onion. Oh, yes. We need the onion. Boy, these onions are delicious. Yeah, I'm going to put as many, and now we're going to get some onions on there. I kind of like my onions, you know what I mean? All right. And then we're going to put in our artichokes, right? I want to kind of spread them out a little bit. Get them as widespread as possible. Yeah. They like to group, you know, they like to group chat, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, you know, this is going to be a fantabulous pizza. You know, fantabulous. And it's a white pizza. Yep, it's going to be a delicious fanfare. Okay. Then we have, of course, black olives and a whole bunch of other things that we're going to put on here. Some mushrooms and, yep. And then we're going to do the spinach next. We're going to put some spinach on there, you know. Kind of group it any old way you can. All right, wherever the spinach drops, you just go with it, you know. You just, it's like rolling the dice. You just gotta kind of let it go, you know. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. The flow of spinach, that is. Yep. Okay. And, all right. Now, that's starting to look like a pizza, isn't it? Yeah. Not even done yet, and it's starting to look like a pizza. You know what I mean? You can't imagine. You can't imagine what deliciousness awaits. No. I'm going to make sure that we have a delicious little pizza here. From your perspective, this is looking pretty good. Mighty delicious. Are you hungry yet? Do you have that stomach growling, that delicious craving for some white pizza? Dang. I sure hope you do. You better bring your appetite, man. Yeah, you better bring that appetite, boy, girl, whatever. Now, I tell you what. This is gonna really look. Okay, now, we're gonna put some asparagus on here, okay? We're gonna add asparagus to this whole mix, and we are going to just sprinkle them around anywhere you can. You know, just going with the flow. Then we just kind of add it, sprinkle it around, because it's all going in your stomach, and your stomach doesn't care what order it's in, does it? No, it all comes out the same way, and nobody cares, you know. What goes in must come out. So, this is going to go into the oven and come out like a prize. That's right. You just don't believe it. Now, this is going to be some deliciousness. All right. Now, it's time for the mushrooms to join the crowd. Yeah, we're going to sprinkle on our delicious looking mushrooms here. I don't know if these are portobellos or some other variety of mushrooms, but they came from a can put there by a man downtown. All right. That's right. Now, okay. Now, I'm not even done yet. All right. Now we're going to do our black olives. Okay, we're just going to sprinkle them liberal. I'm going to be a liberal and a little conservative in this matter here. Everything's going to be a little liberal and a little bit conservative. But we're all going to end up benefiting from being both. Okay? And this is a work of art. Culinary art. You see, it's the artist. Yep. And yeah, baby. This is gonna get good. Some black olives, lots of onions, and then, of course, we put the seasons on top. And we do that after we put the cheese. You know, it's important to note that somebody had to cut the cheese. All right, time for the cheese. You know, I do like it when somebody cuts the cheese. I just not that kind of cheese. Ha ha! I like this kind of cheese, you know, the kind you can sprinkle around on a pizza. Ha ha ha! All right. Yeah, this is going to be good, man. As you can see, this is an art form. And not everybody is adept at making an art of this type. Okay? And you kind of can get it out here to the edge of the crust, because it's going to melt and it's going to taste good. It's going to be delicious. And I'm going to put 2 kinds of cheese on this thing. This is going to be one cheesy ass pizza. Yes, it sure is. And a 2 cheese pizza. That's right. You have no idea how good and delicious and nutritious this particular pizza can be. Tastes good and be good for you. It's got all the grains. It's got all the nutrients and vegetables that you can possibly want on it. It's got protein, carbohydrates. Of course, you know, most of us are trying to watch our weight, and you know, this isn't for that, but if you're looking to watch your diet and your calories or your fat intake, well, then you might only want to eat 2 of these. You may only want to eat 2 of these. 2 slices, not whole pizzas, remember. Now, here goes the second. We're going to get that out to the edge, kind of out there. I'm always on the edge. Yeah, I'm always on the edge, you know what I mean? I'm always on the edge. Especially when it comes to cutting the cheese. Ooh, nice combination, don't you think? Yep. Well, all right. Well, look at this. Does this make you hungry? Am I making you hungry? Yeah? I sure hope so. Yum. This is a culinary delight of magnetic proportions, my dear friends. You see, as I said, I'm always on the edge about cutting the cheese, you know what I mean? You gotta make sure all the cheese gets right to the edge, you know? Okay, now we gotta get some over here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Let me scrape the bottom of the bowl here. And I try to make sure that any cheese that's on our little baking area is not really oversight here. I try to use as much of the cheese as possible. I don't like getting the cheese to go to waste, of course. So I don't like making a little bit of too much mess here. Try to keep everything in some kind of order here. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to that particular thing. Now, oh, this is gonna look good, isn't it? I'm just gonna make sure I got all this. All right, get everything in there, and I will show you what it looks like when. All right, now it's time for seasoning. So I've got some garlic powder being sprinkled on here. All right, some good old-fashioned garlic powder. All right, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of iodized sea salt here. Yeah, a little bit. And then, of course, you can't forget the old Spike Original seasoning. I like this stuff. I've eaten this since I was probably knee-high, you know. You can add this to vegetables, you can add this to pizza, you can add this to anything. It goes with anything. It's perfect. It's got everything in it, including garlic powder, which is pretty interesting. And of course, our Italian seasoning. What pizza is not without a little bit of Italian seasoning, huh? All right. Now, I bet you can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done baking. Now, the pizza is done. Now, I'm going to turn my phone sideways and you can get a whole look of this delicious pizza. I'm going to give you a ground level look at my pizza. Now, don't you think that's a pile of pizza right there? Oh, yeah. Are you getting hungry yet? Thank you for joining us, where we craft culinary arts and create culinary delights that are satisfying and delicious. I hope you join us for another episode.